This is Matthew Reese with Primetime Sports, and I'm at the Duncanville Fieldhouse watching the Dallas Tip-Off Classic. Sitting with me is Jeff Webster of Nike Pro Skills. Jeff, how are you doing today?
Well, we're trying to survive, but other than that, we're doing great.
All right, so Nike Pro Skills, it's a big name. It has the sexy factor. It's got Nike in front of it. Tell me a little bit about your program. What's it about? How it got started, and how you got started with Nike Pro Skills.
Well, the whole idea started. I was a former player, and always wanted to give back to the kids. And at one point in my life, I was a professional, but I believed in skills was the most important part in basketball, other than playing a bunch of games. So one day I was just brainstorming, and I was like, well, I was a former pro. And then I put the skills together, and it kind of had a little buzz. And ever since then, we've been trying to build it.
So how long has Nike Pro Skills been around?
We've been existent 12, 13 years. Been around a long time. We started off small. I really just started out training kids. We were just a pro skills training organization. And then one thing led to another, and, one team started, and then, you start a second team. And actually a good friend of mine, Derek Shelby, was the guy that came up to me. He coaches my sixth grade team that won AAU Nationals. He was like, why don't we start another team? And I was like, I really wasn't interested because I'm not trying to have 100 teams. We're not out here, it's not a make money thing. We're trying to make kids, we're trying to further their lives in basketball, but it's the educational side. And just a teaching program is that's what my whole goal was from the beginning.
All right, so you, along with Dallas Mustangs, Showtime, DJ H5, you guys kind of all came together and created what the Dallas Tip-Off Classic is this season. It's got some great competition from top to bottom. Just tell me a little bit about that process and your involvement.
Well, it's something that's never been done yet. I always said that if we can kind of make a collaboration and everyone come together as one, we have one of the best metroplex in the world. And, of course, Texas being one of the largest states out there, with our talent level is just tremendous. And we're just talking about the Dallas, metroplex, but Texas as a whole, we have athletes all over. And, like I said, this is the first time that something's happened like this, and all egos aside, and this is how it all came about.
So Nike Pro Skills, it has, every time you guys are going to play, you guys are probably going to have a target on your back. How do you, as a coach and as a program director, manage the expectations, and how do you think your kids manage the expectations of being on a Nike team?
Well, you know what? That's why we practice. That's why we prepare, and we really don't judge, or worry about what people say. We worry about ourselves. So, we practice hard, we prepare hard, and when we come play, it is what it is. There's only two things can happen when you play. You can win or lose. So we fight to win. But if we lose, we all understand that we go back to the drawing board, and we just keep building.
So how's your team doing so far today?
Well, this is our first game. It's a little early. Our first game of the season, actually.
Really?
So it's real early. Our guys just are, they're 2-3 weeks away, from playing high school basketball. Mm-hmm. So I believe in resting kids. I don't believe in, trying to play 100 games in a season, and we have kids that's already played 40.
Right.
So what we're trying to do is just kind of cut that down. We may play 25, 30 at the maximum games this summer, and that's still a lot. So, we gauge what we do, and we're actually starting a little earlier than we want. But, it's kind of good that we can kind of evaluate where we are right now.
So you have a 16U team, right? Is that the team you're talking about?
Yes, I do.
What part of Dallas do you draw most of your kids from? Or are you all over?
We're pretty much, there's a balance. We're all over. We have a lot of kids on the north side, but we have some south side kids. It doesn't matter. On this 16U kid team, I have a kid from Wichita Falls. It's like 2.5 hours from Dallas.
Right.
So, I look for the type of players that can play our style. And the ones that want to practice, the ones that want to fit in, the ones that want to, be disciplined, because I'm a tough guy, because I care. And, so I don't really discriminate. If you want to come in and buy into the way we play, then, you may have a chance.
What would you say is Nike Pro Skills style of play?
Disciplined basketball, team basketball, hard-nosed, and our whole goal is to play as one.
What do you try to instill in your kids to help them, further their lives in basketball and further their lives off the court?
Well, our message here is basketball is a vehicle. I always tell parents, I'm really trying to trick the kids, and we're going to use basketball, but we learn, through basketball, discipline, hard work, desire, perseverance. But we use basketball because our kids in our program, if they don't make the grades, they don't play. And we all have to, we hold a B average. If they, our rule is we don't make C's, especially the recruitable athletes. If you stay away from C's, you're going to be fine. So we have high standards. No one really knows what we do because we're kind of, closed door. And I don't really, we're not trying to promote a lot what we're doing. But we work hard.